And just looking at this weekend's result, blew the 2-0 lead against Empoli, and even looking at the past games, 1-1 against Roma, 3-2 to Fiorentina. So that's three games in a row that they don't win. Like you said, it's Scudetto. They I think any
Shot
Napoli
themselves in the
fan
foot.
could, yeah, exactly. Any Napoli fan could agree they did it to themselves. But what did you make about Sunday's games specifically?
The Empoli game, I'll be honest, watching that game for 90 minutes, I didn't think Napoli played a great game. I thought we had two magical moments. Obviously, Mertens and Insigne played very well. I think Lozano had a great game. But, the rest of the team kind of looked, very pedestrian, very slow, kind of loafing, for lack of a better term. And then as soon as the substitutions were made, as soon as Mertens, Insigne, which I don't understand why Spalletti was taking them off. Doesn't make sense. Lately Spalletti, I have no idea what he's doing, whether it's fitness or not. But then you can, back on what I said, the team doesn't look fit. It's crazy that these players can't play 90 minutes. So as soon as those players came off, the heart, whatever heart was on the team, or drive or passion, was gone. They were walking, they were loafing. The first goal, they let him come in, whatever. And then Meret, as soon as Meret did that mistake, I said, we're not even going to tie this game. We're going to lose it, because that messed with their mentality even more. I don't even think we got a shot on net after Meret had that mistake. So yeah, it's very, very disappointing result. I know the fans took it really bad. I don't blame them. The fans that went to the stadium watched 90 minutes in the rain after traveling all the way to Empoli. And then to go see an utter collapse like that was just, that was probably one of the worst. And mind you, there's contenders. That was probably one of the worst games I ever watched. Napoli, it was really tough. Yeah.
Don't worry, that's how I feel watching Juve every game this season.
I know, but you guys, at least, you guys have had your days,
That's
right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but you know what? You mentioned some good points there, Sarah, and it's I don't know, man. A team I said it before you came on, and it's unacceptable, right? You're up 2-0, and you blow it away, and this is the business end of the season.
Yeah,
this is not the time to be doing these types of things, right?
Especially after two games that you blew in Naples. You blew two games. No teams, especially at the end of the season, or ever should be able to come to Napoli and win games as easy as that, especially when we're fighting for a Scudetto. Empoli was the perfect game. They shouldn't even have won 2-0. They should have won 5-4, 6-0. They should have pumped them.
Sure.
Just for those other two performances that they did. But then again, like I said, there's no heart in the team. Apart from a few players that got substituted at the 65th, 70th minute.
Yeah. No, that's fair. It's fair, and you know what? You're right. You have the right to be upset, and I know Napoli fans and they have the right to be upset. I've seen it all over social media. I've seen it just from people we interact with, and now tonight with yourself. You mentioned some interesting points about fitness, about character, about heart. You mentioned your coach Luciano Spalletti there. You don't know what he's doing as of late. And I know his name has been thrown around a lot. My question is, and me personally, if I want to put my two cents in, this Spalletti out business, I'm not on that train. I'm sorry, and I don't know if you differ from that opinion. I don't know. That's why we have you on to discuss this. I don't think you'll get rid of Spalletti right like this. I know the season has went the way it has, and I know it's not all roses at the end. But I want to know your take on this whole Spalletti situation. Are you Spalletti in? Are you Spalletti out? What have you made about Spalletti? Not only just right now in this tail end of the season, but overall in his tenure with Napoli.
Yeah, I mean, the first half of the season, they were humming. He had them playing amazing. Yeah. Not only that, his mid, his halftime adjustments. We were a second half team. If things weren't going good in the first half, he'd switch things up and we'd win in the second half. Like he was, things were going good. But I'm not on the Spalletti out train yet. Like I don't think that's appropriate. I think that's an overreaction. I mean, mind you, it could be a valid overreaction just because of obviously pissing away for lack of a better term, the Scudetto. Obviously, people are going to be emotional. His objective was always top four, and Spalletti's kind of known for he's a top four coach. He's never won a Scudetto, but I think you give him a transfer window, see what he can do. Maybe I would give him another year. Like I don't think because really and truly I think Napoli needs some continuity. Getting rid of managers every year, we're never going to get nowhere. But do I think that Spalletti's the coach that will win Napoli a Scudetto? That's a different question. I'm not too sold on that. But we'll see. We'll see how next season goes. But yeah, I feel like he really last half of the season, I have no idea. Like his adjustments mid games, his substitutions. But I honestly think the underlying issue is fitness. I think that Napoli looks like an out of shape team. Even when we dropped out of Coppa Italia, when we dropped out of Europa League, they playing one game a week, you would expect your team, you could play your best 11 for 90 minutes and they should be good, right?
Yeah.
It's not the case. We picked up so many more injuries, it looks like, when we were out of those competitions. Insigne, Lozano, Mertens, like these guys can never play 90 minutes, God forbid. And yeah, like I'm going to give him, I want to try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's the fitness. Maybe he's substituting these guys because they're not in shape. And obviously, honestly, like if that's the case, like for a top club in Serie A, like that your best players aren't fit, like that's hilarious. That's a joke. So, yeah, there's got to be some underlying issue because I don't think it's as cut and dry as like Spalletti just forgot how to be a coach. So
yeah,
I think you give him another year and hopefully those who are closer to the situation can figure out how to fix it. Like whether that be maybe hiring more trainers, hiring a new training staff. But I think that might be the main issue. That's a problem with Napoli is the fitness and the injuries. That's the only thing that's the only logical explanation when I look at how this season has went. Like it looks like they're burnt, like they burnt out or they're just not fit because it's like two different teams right now.
I think the same could be said with a lot of teams. So I think it's just the way the players have been playing over the past 2 years. It's a good point though. What you make of calling out Napoli specifically, but I think it's just also a culmination of just everything. I had a little discussion with Carm on Twitter last week about just how there's a lot more injuries now, and I think it's good this summer. It's going to be a proper break. These players haven't had that proper break since 2019.
They need it.
And they need it. It's been way too much games over the past 2 years.
I even forgot about AFCON. AFCON could have been a factor too.
There you go.
AFCON, the Euros, last season, pandemic, bro. It hasn't stopped.
But I mean, everybody's going through it. It's like, I don't see it as like a valid thing.
No, you're right.
Even if like with AFCON, like Napoli has a few more players that played there compared to other Italian teams. So it's just a lot right now. But we did get a question from our friend Dieter on Twitter about Spalletti. He did ask, will Spalletti be the next coach next season? Will be the coach next season? You did answer that already. But he asked another question that, I want to ask now because you brought it up. You brought up the Spalletti transfer window and already the transfer talk is starting because there's a player that apparently Napoli has signed today. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce his name.
I think his nickname is like Cavada or something.
There we go. We'll call him Cavada.
Tizi. I was hearing it. Tizi.
That's what De Laurentiis wants to call him, Tizi.
And
Tizi, okay.
Tizi da Lazio.
Yeah. So
the Georgian wonder play. Let's go.
Looks good. Well,
yeah, people have been saying he's going to be the Insigne replacement, but Dieter wants to know who should Napoli target as a replacement for Insigne? Is it him, or are they gonna? Do you think they'll go out and get an experienced player?
Knowing Knowing De Laurentiis is probably this guy. To be honest, I don't think De Laurentiis is he's very stubborn in like his philosophies. He's not going to sign, like an older player, like a Hazard or someone like that. Like, and if he signs a young player, he's not going to sign like an Anthony for like X amount of dollars. Not going to overspend like that. I think I think this kid is probably going to be the Insigne replacement. You could also even look in the squad that we have now as a play. Like, there's probably players that might be able to step up. Like, I know Almas has played on the left and he's been all right.
Yeah.
Lozano can play the left, so Unas, yeah. So he might look, within the club, but I don't think that we're going to see a big signing. Not to replace Insigne, anyways. But we'll see. Maybe he'll give us a gift, but it's. I just based off of the economic situation that they're in and that how he's been talking, like how they're $220 million like out of pocket since the pandemic. So I don't see a big splash coming. So, but yeah, no, the kid looks good. He scored some crazy goals. He's good with his feet, good dribbler, decent shot. But you got to see how it pans out in Serie A because we've had a lot of players that came over, looked great in the league that they were in. It just never translated to success in Italy. So fingers crossed. That's all I can say. But he looks good. He looks like he has potential.
Just even continuing on with the Mercato and maybe De Laurentiis and doesn't make a big splash. And listen, the biggest splash was Osimhen, and even that was a shock for many people that they actually spent that much money on on one player, right? So so far so good because I'm a fan of Osimhen. He's been amazing, but even if they don't make a big splash, where would you say? Like what other positions of need? Because obviously the Insigne one is the main one. Obviously,
of course. Yeah.
You said maybe within, maybe without. Within your squad, you'll adjust that. Maybe it's with this Z guy. I don't know, the Georgian player. We'll see. But what are your other what other positions are you targeting that need to be upgraded in terms of your squad right now? Like where other spots do you need to adjust to fill in the Mercato to fix Napoli?
Well, I think we have decent depth, even on the wings, even with Insigne leaving. I think we're pretty decent. I'd like to see maybe a backup striker. Like I know Patania, he hasn't really been very useful. Mertens is aging. Maybe a good backup striker for Osimhen. I know the fullback position is a position that they might have already signed a guy, Oliveira, from Spain. So for left back, that would be amazing. Mario Ruiz, to be fair, I know a lot of people, give him a lot of hell, but I think he's had a great season. But yeah, no, it would be good to have another maybe a step up on that left back position. I also believe maybe another fullback would be good. Like I don't think Napoli has enough fullback depth. Apart from Mario Rui and Di Lorenzo. Like after that, Zanoli has potential, but you saw Zanoli got a yellow against Empoli. As soon as they put on Malcuit had it doesn't even look like a football player. He had a terrible game and hasn't really had many good games. So I think that's another maybe position that you could try to upgrade and even upgrade on your bench, get some depth. Yeah, apart from that, like I said, like Napoli on paper is a great team. Like I think we have a really good team. I just think what this team lacks is the mentality. Like you don't have a winner. Like you have great players, but you don't have like for example Milan. I thought Milan getting Ibrahimovic, even though he's barely played, changed that team because they had a good team. But as soon as you added that lion that brought the mentality, you saw like they had a good season last season, and this season they might win the Scudetto. But De Laurentiis, his philosophy is obviously, I think a couple of years ago, Ancelotti wanted to bring Benzema. He's like Benzema and Di Maria. He's like, why am I going to get these guys? They're old. It's stupid. Why would I buy old players? But look at the season that Benzema's having. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Napoli. Like, it's great to buy young players, but young players need to be grown by like other players or coaches that know how to win. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference between being a good player and like being a player that can win, you know, a Scudetto or you know, when the pressure is on, you know, get it done. Like I don't think Napoli has enough of those players, and I think that might be something like an intangible that De Laurentiis might be beneficial for him to try to find. But yeah, like I said, on paper they're a great team, and you know, I think just those two signings that we're supposed to be making will probably make us a better team. But I'd like to see that intangible, like, you know, winning mentality player come in just to get them over that hump. I think that's what they need.
Cavani?
Ooh, yeah, Cavani. I wish. I wish. They'll never happen.
Amazing.
I know Danny would love that.
That's amazing.
Cavani will never come back because he doesn't like De Laurentiis. There's like a lot of players that left. He hates De Laurentiis.
Yeah, no, it's a shame. It's a shame.
It is a shame. But he's literally said, he's like, I'll never play for another team in Italy, but I wouldn't go back to Napoli with De Laurentiis there. Said it before, so I don't see it happening.